Hello and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft 101. In this episode, we're going to go ahead and go over some things that I've been working on since our last episode. I know it's been a while. There are quite a few reasons why I decided to take a break. We had the holidays. It's been a weird year. I know that it's been a weird year for everyone. So I thought I would go ahead and use this episode as an opportunity to kind of catch you up on what I've been up to. One thing that's really just been a struggle for me is just I've been dealing with a lot of creativity issues and not feeling terribly up to trying to make something interesting or pretty or something that looks nice in Minecraft. I haven't been getting any ideas or any inspiration. And so, the things I'm going to show you today aren't the prettiest looking, but I thought it was more important to just kind of get back into trying to do things rather than just sit around. So, as you can see in my inventory, I have diamond armor that is pretty well enchanted. I also have diamond tools that are pretty good, have pretty decent enchantments on them. So I've been working with the villagers quite a bit in between episodes. I also did a little bit of exploration. I also explored another area over here, but I took that map because in that top northwest corner there is a mesa, and so I took the map to go off to the mesa, and then I died, and so my map is over there. It hasn't despawned yet because I haven't been in those chunks, but yeah, so that was fun. I thought I would start off with talking about villager breeding because something happened in between when I built this villager breeder and now. I think Mojang did another update for Minecraft 1.16, and that broke my villager breeder. So you'll notice that things look a little bit different. Instead of one villager in the crops, there are now two villagers. There are two composters there, so they both have professions. They are harvesting those crops and they're trading them with each other. They will eventually want to make a baby. They'll have enough food to want to make a baby. There are 5 beds over here. They each occupy one of the beds, so there are 3 unclaimed beds. So they think that there's space for a baby. There's room for a baby. They've got enough beds. So they will make a baby. That baby will see the beds and it will want to come over here and jump on the beds because that was a mechanic added in the Village and Pillage update. That baby villagers like to jump on beds like I'm doing right now. And that baby villager will run over here and he'll fall into the water stream down below. And that water stream will take him into a little, I've got a little sorting system that separates the babies from the adults. You'll notice I haven't covered this up yet because I haven't felt any, semblance of creative inspiration for how to do it. So the babies fall down there into that other water stream, and then we're going to go down here. I'm going to cover this up once we talk about it. And so we go down here. The baby villagers come down here. There's a water stream behind this wall, and they hang out there. Behind this block, there is a fence post or a cobblestone wall, one of the two, and that baby villager stands on the cobblestone wall. Maybe he'll jump down into the water, but he'll just get pushed up onto the cobblestone wall. When he grows up, he will become an adult that is 2 blocks tall, and hold on one sec. Let me turn the villagers down. So he will become 2 blocks tall, his head will hit that water, he'll float up, and he'll go into this holding cell. Now, this holding cell is a nightmare right now. This is my brain when I'm feeling anxious, I think is the best way to put it. Which is kind of one of the things I've been struggling with for the past, I don't even know how long it's been between episodes. Anyways, so this water stream pushes the villagers, tries to get them into this corner here. You'll see there's I think most PC phrase I could use is there's a buttload of villagers right there. Anyways, I have a redstone line hooked up from another area that comes in and will hit this dispenser, which will fire out a minecart, pick up a villager, and send him off. So that's the villager breeder and the villager, containment area. I should probably just dump a bucket of lava in there and burn them all, just to clear it out, because I've been doing quite a bit of AFKing, and that has resulted in a huge collection of villagers that just won't go away. Anyway, so those villagers get carried off into a little grotto that I found over here. I don't know why I decided to put it so far away, but I did. I found a little grotto that I turned into a cave, put a piston door behind to hide it away. I don't know why I hid it. There's no one else in this world for me to hide things from, but I felt like hiding it because that just seemed like the Minecrafty thing to do. Anyway, so this is the button right here that is hooked up to that redstone signal. It sends the redstone signal out, which gets a minecart to bring the villager up. That villager is going to show up here any second now. He's going to get hit by this zombie. When a villager gets killed by a zombie, if you're in hard mode, like my world is, the villager will always get turned into a zombie villager. If you then splash the zombie villager with a potion of weakness and feed him a golden apple, he will turn back into a regular villager. This is important and useful because a villager who was a zombie villager and has been cured will have much, much cheaper trades in the long run. So you can buy things from him for a lot cheaper. And that's what I've done over here. So these librarians are all former zombie villagers that I have traded with and rescued, and now they love me and they give me really good trades. So this one's not a great example. Depth Strider for 32 emeralds. You can redo the process. You can have him get zombified again. So I could put him in a minecart and send him back through the zombification process. I'm really not stressed about it because 32 emeralds, I can do that. Because I've got so many others that are really cheap. But this is a better example. Silk Touch for 1 emerald. That's an insane price. I can also, sell 1 book for an emerald or 17 paper for an emerald. So these guys are the best way to get really good gear in Minecraft is villagers. It's not just the librarian villagers. You can use other workstations. So the librarians use the lectern workstation. There's also the smithing table, the grindstone, and the blast furnace. I can never remember which one is which. I believe smithing table is armorer, grindstone is weaponsmith, and blast furnace is toolsmith, although I might have gotten those mixed around. Those are how I like to get my diamond gear, because if you trade up with them and level them up to master level, then you can get enchanted diamond gear from them. Then you can actually use the grindstone to remove enchantments and just have, plain tools and plain armor that you can use for later. So that's kind of one of the things I've been working on in between episodes is getting these villagers, getting their trades set. This guy, for instance, I don't like his trade. One of the things with villagers is as long as you have not traded with them, so you'll notice he's a novice, which is the basic level of villager, and there's no experience in the bar. I have not traded with this guy. I can break his workstation and put it back down, and he will get new trades. As long as you're not doing this after the sun has set at night, it's fine, and then you just need to sleep, and you can do it again. But you can do this infinitely. There's no limit to how much you can do this. Just to keep trying to get better and better and better trades. I typically just try to get max level specific trades, like Sweeping Edge. I'm never going to use Sweeping Edge, and Sweeping Edge 2 isn't even max level, so I'm going to not worry about that. But I don't worry about what the other trade is. I'm just trying to get a good book. Like if I were on a server, a Curse of Binding guy would be so much fun because you could, you know, set traps to put gear on your friends but and then they'd have to kill themselves in order to get rid of the gear. But so here's an example, fire aspect. So if I wanted a fire aspect 2 villager, I could get, fire aspect 2 for 1 emerald and a book. Fire aspect's just not something I care about. I'm looking for something like fortune or unbreaking would be really good. Now, it's a good idea to have some sort of labeling system. So normally I'll put like a sign on the lectern once I set them, because if you're not careful, you might get this scenario. Here's a guy for looting 3 for 1 emerald. Here's a guy with looting 3 for 1 emerald. Like, I got 2 looting 3 guys. And this guy, he's got luck of the sea. Don't care. He's got feather falling 2. I have a feather falling 4. So I've got a duplicate villager. Oh, here we go. Here's my zombie villager, got cured, and is now a regular villager. So if I give him a workstation, he'll be my friend and give me some really good deals. So one thing you want to be careful about with villagers is you don't want to damage a villager. Villagers have a gossip mechanic where if you damage one villager, accidentally punch him or hit him, he's going to go, first off, his trades with you are going to be really expensive. And then he's going to go run to his friend and go yell at his friend and say, this guy, you can't trust him. He attacked me. He hit me. There is one way around it, though. Flint and steel or lava. The villager doesn't see it as an attack from you. He sees it as an attack from the fire. So apparently I still have fire tick on. Oh well. But yeah, so I got rid of that guy. I'll replace him with this dude, and that'll be that. The other thing that I was working on between episodes is this right here, which is the output for a sugarcane farm. So because I knew I wanted to do some work with villagers, I needed a good source of paper so that I could get some emeralds. You can see, in this chest I got over 2 stacks of emeralds, so I'm feeling pretty confident that I've got enough emeralds for a little bit. Okay. I should probably install like a skylight or something so I can see if it's nighttime outside. But I'm sorry if I'm talking too fast. It's just, I've been somewhat busy for the past few days. I'll be honest, I've only been working on this for the past few days. Like I mentioned, I got in a huge slump, just did not have any creative inspiration, and so did not want to do anything because I didn't have any idea how I wanted to make it look good. But I don't care about making it look good now. I just want to play. So down here is my sugarcane farm. This sugarcane farm, just saw a piece of sugarcane run past, is the sugarcane farm that was developed by Tango Tech on the Hermitcraft server. It's a modular based farm. So I actually currently have 6 modules of it running, but it has the ability to be expanded. I won't say infinitely, but it can be expanded horizontally, it can be expanded laterally, and it can be expanded vertically. So by that I mean, so this right here is 1 module. I have 3 modules lined up. I could have decided to push this back, and I could still decide to push it back and do another module behind, and just keep going back and doing more and more modules. I can also do more and more modules going this way. I've already laid out where I want a few more modules to go. And I can also expand it upwards and put more and more and more modules stacked on top. So it's not the quickest sugarcane farm right now because I only have 6 modules running. I eventually want to have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 per layer, and I'm thinking of doing like 3 or 4 layers, so that would be 45, 60 modules running, so it'll run quite a bit faster. So it's just this water stream here that carries the items, into a bubble vader that goes up to the villager. The other thing that I did work on between episodes is down here in my strip mine. I have a slime chunk. So one of the designs that I was trying to work on for the zombification chamber involved using sticky pistons, so I needed slime. So I used chunk base to find a slime chunk. I actually found 2 slime chunks right next to each other, and if I go back here and usually wait for about 5 to 10 minutes, I'll get 1 or 2 slimes that I can harvest. So that is where I'm at right now. I've just been kind of playing with villagers and seeing what happens and trying to get things to work. And I've tried quite a few different zombification processes. God, I probably did like 4 or 5 different iterations before I finally got one that worked. I don't even think I'm using anyone's design for that. I'm just using kind of my own idea for how it would work. Mainly just using detector rails and decay circuits. The other thing that I'm trying to think of. Oh yeah, the other thing that really just ate up a lot of my time is as I was AFKing, originally I didn't have it perfectly sealed off, so I managed to get some zombies that fell in and they killed all my villagers. And then another time while I was AFKing after I recovered from that, I was AFKing, and while I had it sealed off, I had it sealed off with dirt, and it still really is sealed off with a lot of dirt. And Enderman came by and started moving blocks around, and there were giant holes. Like this whole area right here was a hole in the wall. And so my villagers got out, and zombies got in and killed my villagers. Now I'm not so stressed this time around because these trapdoors here on top of the workstation make it so that even baby zombies cannot get in. So these guys should be perfectly safe and sound. That being said, I am going to cover, just cover this whole thing over in stone so that way Enderman can't move the blocks. I'm probably going to light the area up quite a bit more just out of paranoia. But that, I think, is going to do it for us today. Just to give you an idea of things that we're going to be working on in the future. Probably the next episode we're going to be looking at how to make an iron farm. So iron is a really good resource. You can obviously use it for building. It's one of the reasons that I haven't been able to expand my sugarcane farm. One of the reasons I haven't built a melon and pumpkin farm, because I don't have a good source of iron. I'm still mining for iron. So I want to make an iron farm next. And after that, I will probably do some crop farming just to kind of really kind of optimize my whole villager trading scenario. Now, this is not the way that the final villager trading hall is going to look. I'm probably going to carve this out and make something look pretty in here, but I haven't gotten the inspiration for it, so I'm just trying to keep them safe and sound and not let the mobs kill them. So I think that'll do it for us today. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below, and I'll catch y'all next time.